Very good quarterback.
Sharon Collins.
Mm-hmm.
How many Collins do you?
Good for him.
Kerry Collins, Tom Collins. A Tom? What is a Tom Collins? Is that a bourbon?
I think,
or is it a gin?
I'm going to say, and I'm going to be wrong. I'm
It's a
sure.
gin.
I'm sure there's some kind of sweet and sour mix in it, which has probably caused me to say no.
Oh yeah, because the heartburn.
Yes,
Yeah,
Gin.
yeah.
it is. What else is in it?
Tom and Collins.
Gin, lemon juice,
There's your sour.
sugar, and carbonated water.
So it's like a gin lemon drop.
Oh God.
Give me a Vesper and we're all right. That's the James Bond drink. Someone real quick from the 816. Can you guys wish Amelia a happy 4th birthday? So happy birthday, Amelia.
Woo.
It'd be cool if your 4th was on the 4th.
That would be awesome.
Born
But her
on the
7th
4th
will
of
be
July.
on the 7th.
There you go.
Nice.
It's her golden birthday, right?
We're a month from my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Yeah, the big 3-8.
Heck yeah.
38.
That's right. 38. Yeah, getting old, man. Sneeze, throwing muscles out. Having to use a massage gun on the 4th of July night because you were throwing fireworks.
38 was a good year for me. The Royals won the World Series.
Yeah, 10 years ago. Former Chiefs quarterback Todd Collins. Oh, man.
good
Here we
stories
go.
about that guy.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
What do we do? We got Collins, man.
Bootsy Collins.
There you go. Keep bringing in your Collins. We had Vern on the show earlier, and we talked about what looking forward means. You did, and churning the talent.
The battle right now for Sherman is I don't want to tell my fans for the final 3 months that we're done. And if we
Sorry, Tim Collins, the former Royals pitcher.
Tim Collins, yeah.
Proceed, Vern.
move Seth Lugo right now, that's basically what we're telling them. But I also know that we need to move Seth Lugo because hanging on to him and losing him for nothing this offseason just isn't sound business. So as we sit here on the 7th of July, still 3 weeks to go, 4 weeks to go into the trade deadline. Right now, if I'm John, I'm hesitant. But as we get closer, I'll ultimately, I would imagine, capitulate and allow him to move Seth Lugo. So, focused on the long-term future in that you always need to be he said it at his press conference when he introduced J.J. Piccolo. We always need to be churning talent, right? Taking care of our own, but guys that are on their way out, don't let them walk for nothing. We moved Brady Singer, and you're either going to have to re-sign Chris Bubich or move him this offseason. Seth Lugo prior to that, before the trade deadline.
So that's, I think, the Lugo issue is that, yes, you would lose a good arm in your rotation, but the tough question you have to ask in the mirror is, are we a World Series team? If you were, there's no reason to lose Lugo.
Right.
But if you're not, and you don't know you're going to be there, and you want to get some sort of piece that could maybe get you in that conversation next year, which, again, I don't think the season's over. I think it's bleak. I don't think it's, where we were a month ago. But if you're not going to get anything for somebody and just let them walk and you don't accomplish anything, then it's a loss. But if you do, and you have the capability of moving a guy like Seth Lugo for a piece that can be, somewhat valuable to your team the rest of this year, or maybe kind of make one of those moves that kind of wakes the team up even more and be like, hey, we're not selling. Even though we're selling this guy, it doesn't mean we're done.
Right.
We didn't get this far to get this far. Then maybe that can be a positive as well. But I am with Vern. Like, I don't want to get to the point where you had something that maybe you've gotten, like, again, Aroldis Chapman, that team was terrible. You got Cole Reagans out of it. And at the time, nobody knew who Cole Reagans was.
Right.
So you put that on the backside and be like, well, what are you going to get for Lugo? Well, what did anybody think you were going to get for Aroldis Chapman? You got Cole Reagans. Everyone called him Raggins, didn't know who he was. And now all of a sudden, I know he's hurt this year, but he's the ace of your staff.
Yeah.
And you found that with a trade of a team that was selling. Now, they were obvious sellers that year, but there are options here with Seth Lugo that benefit, I think, more than hurt your team.
I think by selling Seth Lugo, that does not mean you're giving up, in my opinion, at all. That means you're a smart baseball organization. Flaherty last year with Detroit was traded, and they turned it around.
But to be fair, they were hitting.
They were, absolutely. But I'm not saying the trade, like if you trade Lugo now, you're going to turn things around and win this year. But if you don't trade Lugo this year and you end up where you are, which is below 500 and out of the playoffs, and then he walks after the season, you've got nothing to show for them. And that's where I think organizations, especially in baseball, make their biggest mistakes, believing that there's something when they're not. And this is not a playoff team, right? They can sit here and try to tell us they wanted to be a playoff team and they should have been a playoff team. But right now, they're not a playoff team. And that's the way that you have to view this thing. There are so many teams ahead of you in the wild card standings that you need to pass just to have an opportunity to be part of this party. You should not let Seth Lugo, whose contract is, if his contract wasn't expiring, we probably are not having this conversation. That cat's contract is expiring at the end of this season. The worst thing you can do is have him hang around pitching meaningless baseball in August and September when you could have flipped him to get some pieces back for your organization. And who can they get for him? That's not my job to figure out. JJ makes the money, not me.
Good money, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that people always say, who are they going to get back? I don't know, but they've got guys. They had people that were in on Cole Reagans long before we knew who Cole Reagans was, then signed to Aroldis Chapman in the offseason, knowing that they were going to trade him and get something back to make their minor league system better and make their big league ball club better. I think that's what you need to do with Seth Lugo right now.
If you missed Fern earlier, you can check it out on the podcast page. He was on at 8:20. He said this about selling for long-term promise of the organization.
Obviously, I'm concerned about the long-term health of this organization, but we have 71 games to go, more than half of those at Kauffman Stadium down the stretch, and I'm all for making smart moves, right? Moving a Michael Lorenzen, a Mark Canha, if somebody calls, a Seth Lugo. Expiring contracts, to me, that doesn't necessarily reflect a team that's waving the white flag. That's not true selling, moving Lugo, Lorenzen, Canha, in my opinion. But if I'm John Sherman, I think what I'm telling J.J. Piccolo is, yeah, you can move Seth Lugo as long as you can prove to me that it's not a white flag. And right now, to me, it is. It is a white flag, or at least if I'm JJ, I don't know if I can make a case to John Sherman that it's not a white flag because I don't know who takes his spot in the rotation.
Yeah, I differ from Vert on that one, and that's fine. I mean, that's what baseball's so great. You think I should trade, I think I shouldn't trade, or however the case may be.
It makes good radio.
It makes,
Let's just all agree and see how the ratings turn out.
Yeah, no, I just don't think, like, right now trading Lugo is one of those ones. Again, if it's Bubic and you got a year afterwards on your contract and you trade him now, I would say, yeah, that's probably waving the white flag, not just on this year, but potentially on the future as well with Chris Bubic. Seth Lugo is a 35-year-old expiring contract. He's never going to be hotter. He's never going to be worth more to you as the Royals organization than he is right now. You look at the Royals minor league system. They've literally brought up everybody that they possibly can at this point in time. It's not a strong part of their team right now. You have an opportunity to replenish that minor league system by trading Seth Lugo and getting some young players that could be part of your system in the future. That's the way baseball works at its best, in my opinion. You get into a situation, it's not going the way you want. You don't hold on to players to placate your fans. Fans aren't stupid. They're not going to the ballpark to watch Seth Lugo play. They're just not, right? So it's okay to part ways with a guy like that who could help you long term. That's the way that I would operate if I were the Kansas City Royals. Again, I'm not. But that's how I would be. I'd be like, okay, Seth Lugo is one of these pieces. It's not Vinny Pasquantino or Bobby or Salvi or even Kyle Isbell, which, by the way, are we going to give that guy enough credit? I mean, what a hell of a baseball player he is. I mean, he's just a really damn good baseball player, right? That's waving the white flag. Trading a guy like that, that's a big piece of what you're trying to do. Seth Lugo, to me, is not part of your future at all, and he clearly isn't part of your present right now. So that's why I would trade him.
Last year, Jack Flaherty was traded. This year, he has a 4.84 ERA and a 1.2 whip. So maybe Detroit saw something as well.
Sure.
Moving that piece. I mean, look, I'm on kind of both sides of the fence when it comes to like Vern's commentary and yours because I'm with you. I don't think moving Lugo is like, well, that's it. They're officially sellers. Now, it all I think depends on what this team believes they actually are. Because eventually, you can tell yourself like, no, I'm not still in love with her. Well, then how come once every time we hang out, you bring up your ex? It's like, okay, well then have the reality that you are over it. And if that is the case, then the Royals should know where their season is going to go by the end of this week. Yeah. And I think 5-1 has to be done on this road trip. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's a little harsh. 4-2, because that's what Vern told us. If you go 4-2 in this home trip, that means you won both series. You'd still be probably somewhere around the line of 5 games out. then during the off time and during the All-Star break, then you kind of decide to yourself, okay, how can we stay in a positive way and still gain by addition by subtraction? Because that's what Lugo is going to be. It should be looked at as an addition by subtraction
Yes.
when you release a guy, but yet, who fills that void? You would then come back with Cole Reagans, Noah Cameron, Michael Waka, maybe Lorenzen still, and Chris Bubich.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you come back from the All-Star game, you could reset your whole rotation. You could be like, hey, we're going to go Bubich. Reagan's had time to be off. I know that's, your two most, and then Noah Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's okay if
It's a
in
hell
fact
of
your
a
team can
threesome.
hit, and if you can bring somebody in that can actually hit and play in the outfield, then you've added a piece by subtracting a piece of your rotation, but you're also adding Cole Reagans back to your lineup. So we'll see if that actually works out. I know people are sick in the face and blue in the face saying, how is this season still going? 71 games left. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but again, you got a lot of teams you got to jump. But a lot of teams are also fizzling out as well.
Right,
Minnesota, Cleveland, they're in your division. They're fizzling out, right? You've got to take advantage of that when you play them. And maybe by doing that, you've added something. And maybe by doing that, that rocks the foundation to be like, hey, they're moving guys. Either they're going to stop moving guys, or if they continue to move guys, that means we're not moving in the standings in the right direction.
And it sends a message, too. I think if a guy like Lugo gets traded, what does the rest of that locker room feel like? That wasn't supposed to be the case this year. We told everybody we were going to be a playoff team. And now, arguably, our best pitcher has just been traded. That's got to be personal, I would think, for the rest of those guys inside that locker room.
And you could have the argument to say he's not your best pitcher.
You could.
Because the only pitcher that's an all-star, look behind you, the only pitcher that's an all-star is, the hell is that? Exactly, dude. And somebody says, who's to say that Cole Reagans can stay healthy? I don't know.
And that's the million-dollar question. Nobody knows the answer to that.
And that's the other thing, too, is like, who's to say that Bobby stays healthy? Who's to say that Mahomes stays healthy? To have that fear in the back of your head it's there because Cole Reagans has been up and down all season. It's been a hamstring, a quad, a shoulder, and whatever. But yeah, I mean that is the thing. That's the gamble you take by letting Seth Lugo go and trying to bring somebody in, because there's that cat from Pittsburgh they were talking about that was rumored.
Yeah,
I know
but the Pirates aren't trading for Seth Lugo.
They have no reason to.
There's no reason to.
right?
And neither do the Angels at this point with Taylor Ward. So you could acquire one of those without giving up Seth Lugo. But the Mets may want Seth Lugo.
And they're going to see Seth Lugo
Yeah.
in about 4 days.
He may take the plane home with them. Who knows?
Ooh, I don't know if they're going to see Lugo. Actually, they need to look at those pitching matchups, because tonight it is Noah Cameron. The Royals are in action against the Pittsburgh Pirates because, well, we don't get to see Paul Skeens because, as Vern said earlier, people keep saying, you don't need to pitch, man. Take the day. Yeah, Lugo will pitch Tuesday.
That's funny, though, that teams are starting to do that now. Like that,
Third one now.
If that's not the biggest insult that you've ever seen, like, you're not good enough for us to waste our good pitching on you. We're calling a, Joe Blow from Topeka, and he's going to pitch today. Really? Okay.
Vern said, bring it in. That has to be like one of the most self-deprecating things you could ever hear.
Oh, yeah.
Likens is up.
Bring
move
it in. Move
Oh,
it,
man.
everybody. Move it. Like
Watch
that.
this.
Yeah. And then you try to plop it over their head. Yeah, okay. It's not good. But no, that's interesting that 3 teams have now done that. And one of them is Pittsburgh.
But that's the thing I'm in fear of, is that the one thing that's tricky about the trade deadline is you don't want to be hyperbolic and get rid of it too quick. But also, other teams are moving. Washington fired their GM and manager.
Yep.
Yesterday.
Who won a World Series.
Hey, man.
That GM and
What are you
manager.
doing for me now?
Right.
Not what have you done for me lately?
But in baseball, how much of what you're doing right now is because of you, and how much of that is because that's what your owner told you to do? That's where you fired people who won the World Series for you, which I think they were 19-36 at one point that year, and turned it around and won the World Series, right? You fired those people and said, you're not doing the job the right way. As the owner, can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm giving my guys the resources every day to do the job the right way? The answer to that question in D.C. has to be no.
Beakley's here. I don't know why. But I don't know, man. I just, it's one of those things where Cleveland got a lot of attention yesterday on Twitter. I mean, it was Clase, Ramirez, big names in their organization. They're moving. But again, where you're different than Cleveland. Cleveland missed their window.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the ALCS last year. The Royals went to the ALDS.
Right.
Both teams lost to the same team.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you look at their roster as opposed to the Royals roster. The Royals roster should be ready to win continuously,
Right.
whereas Cleveland's is, what do we do now? We completely rebuild. And I don't know if you saw the bench coach throwing sunflower seeds on their coach, and then their coach was just absolutely pissed off. Like, not right now. We're not playing good baseball.
Oh, yeah.
No time for grab ass.
Well, maybe he was trying to get that guy to loosen up a little bit. I don't know Stephen Vogt personally. He's the manager, I believe, for the Cleveland Indians, right?
Yeah.
Is this his second year as manager of that team,
Yes.
right? Maybe he needs to loosen. Maybe he's only got a little Matheny in him where he's got these guys wired too tight.
Well, we get to be wired too loose as we have 20 minutes left. We'll wrap this show up on the other side and get to our brioche of the weekend on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Well, I don't think that.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we are improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com. And I look forward to working with you.
Gear up, race fans. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend is roaring into Iowa Speedway July 11th to the 13th, featuring the only NTT IndyCar Series doubleheader weekend on the 2025 schedule. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend has become one of the most anticipated and action-packed events in racing. Tickets are going fast. Score yours today and get ready to feel the rush at the fastest short track on the planet. Visit IndyCar@Iowa.com for tickets. Sioux Cup IndyCar Race Weekend at Iowa Speedway, the ultimate summer racing event.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey folks, I've got a couple of important questions for you. Do you know how much money you need to retire? Do you have a plan in place for your loved ones? If your answer is no, it's time to get your financial planning on track with UMB Private Wealth. It's never too late to start. Plus, their team supports you at every step of the planning process. Go to umb.com/private wealth to schedule your appointment. That's umb.com/private wealth. Why not start today?
Hey there, Royals fans. We've got more ways to watch your boys in blue this season than ever before with FanDuel Sports Network. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action, or, new this season, Royals Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers like DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit Royals.com/TV to learn more.
Set your reminders. I've been told by strict orders by Alex Gold just to say this. They have an announcement coming up on their show at 10 o'clock. That's it.
Okay, that's it. All right.
He said
fine.
if I say anything else, he'll hurt me.
Be a smooth ride, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. So, an announcement coming from Cody and Gold.
Excited.
At 10 o'clock. So, if you're ready for it, just don't change the dial. Just stay here because I don't know if it's
just such a smooth ride.
Or Alex Gold's got a real big dinger. It's one of the two.
One of those two.
That's right. Men's wieners. Yep. That's right. So Gold, huge. And Cody, huge. And Drew, huge. Men's announcements. Wieners. Okay. Okay.
Is it going to be as big as you make it out to be?
I hope. So you'll be listening. 61 days until the Kansas City Chiefs will play the Los Angeles Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Can't wait for that.
24 days until the Hall of Fame game.
And you know who's playing in that
No,
game?
I don't.
Really?
It's
Chargers
Houston?
and Lions,
Lions,
right?
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yep.
they're picking the Lions playing that thing?
know,
Well,
right?
it's because...
Who's going in?
Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, Calvin Johnson, and...
So
there's
Calvin
another-
Johnson is the Lion?
And then Antonio Gates is the Charger. And then Jared Allen's just there for the fun.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. So it's the Chargers against the Lions in the Hall of Fame game.
July 31st.
Wow.
It's almost like almost 25 days.
24 days away. Yep. 24 days away from that Thursday night game. 3 weeks from Thursday, we'll have our first NFL game. How many pair of pants will Binkley go through?
Is it not? Is it Calvin Johnson?
No, it's
That's not.
Gates, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, and Sterling Sharp.
So why are the Lions playing?
Because they're fun.
Yeah, because people like him, I guess, now.
But if you're the Lions, you don't need to play in that
Do
game.
you guys enjoy the Hall of Fame game?
No.
Because I do for 5 minutes.
For the first 5 minutes.
Because
yeah.
I'm like, here we go.
Right.
Like, it's football. And then after that, I'm like,
nobody's playing.
yeah, it's like my sex life. It's good for 4 minutes, and then you're on to the
That
next
long?
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no, nobody's
On a good day.
Nobody plays in that Hall of Fame game because it's the fourth preseason game for them instead of the fifth preseason game. But if you're a team like the Lions, that's not something you want to be
Yeah, most of the time
involved in.
starters don't play. But it is Harbaugh. So, like, you never know.
That's
It's like,
true.
You know,
he could be weird.
Yeah, he could be like strange and make his starters play, and then somebody blows a knee on that turf field because that's the one that always has the issues, right? The paint was too thick one year, and then it rained. I remember being there when the Chiefs played when Hank Stram went in, canceled the game at like halftime of that thing, and we're all in a high school locker room.
That was a lightning threat, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was lightning and rain.
Wow.
But imagine being in a locker room. Dick Vermeil's pissed off at the world because they had to go to this game, first of all.
course.
And then it's lightning, and everybody's packed into this high school locker room. It was awful, and they just canceled the game. Like preseason football, man. That's where it's at, right there. Totally rendered useless. That's why I'm like, the Lions and Chargers are in this game? Who did they piss off?
I don't know. That's kind of like the appetizer for me for football. I'm like, all right, they're lining up on the gridiron. They're doing the national anthem. They got helmets on. They're going to hit another team. Because St. Joe wears you out.
Oh,
right?
big time.
For
Yeah.
sure. Because you wait for pads to come on. Then they put those on. Somebody tries to fight Travis Kelce that's not going to make the team to try
Right.
to be noticed. We're going to say this guy is camp ready, you know. And then you finally start seeing people hit each other. And you're like, all right, That's football.
And then that's July 28th, and you're like, okay, call me in September. But you got you got your first couple of plays.
Because we're a month and 2 days from the Chiefs' first preseason game. I believe against Arizona, right? August 9th.
For the preseason game.
August 9th is the first Chiefs preseason game.
That's it.
Oh, my.
It's coming up.
It is.
It's happening, baby.
Buckle up,
But those are also things like I ain't stopping down my day to consume the third quarter of that game.
I think, like you said, 20 minutes, like half hour probably.
Yeah, till the starters are out.
Yeah.
Yep. So 10 minutes.
Yeah, listen, starters will do the whole first quarter. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
But 9 people will tweet this tweet.
Yes.
Andy Reid says the number ones or the starters will play in the first quarter.
That's right.
All right.
No, that's 100%. At least 9 people will have that tweet.
Oh, can't get it off fast enough.
Yeah. Andy Reid said all starters will play in the first quarter of the preseason game this year or last year.
There's a good bit.
We could do it with tweets. Oh, we could do it with Chiefs tweets now. 100%.
This year or last
This
year.
year or last year with Chiefs tweets.
This weekend or next weekend, let's get to the brioche of the weekend.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
I'll tell you what, man, these guys can't miss. How about the All-American Rejects? Not only going to Columbia, Missouri to put on a show, they came out of the damn crowd at a Bananas game, dude.
Let's go.
Expanding their demographic 100-fold.
Seriously.
Right? Getting young college kids into their music, playing for free, having a great time. Savannah Bananas, every parent of those kids is legitimately probably my age and grew up listening to the All-American Rejects. And now those kids enjoyed, and they came out for the Savannah Bananas. So, I mean, honestly, the All-American Rejects, they continue to do this. They continue to find ways to stay relevant, exciting, and fun. My brioche of the weekend goes to those All-American Rejects for doing that at the Savannah Bananas game and the attention they bring.
Sidebar on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we had the coach in one time. There's a backstory how we made all that happen. But the guy that I met to kind of make all that happen sends me an email over the weekend. He goes, you want to go to this? Savannah Banana Cruise.
Yeah, you should go.
I can't cruise. I get seasick.
Oh,
So
that's fair.
I'm out on that. But, no, we'd have to pay for it. This wasn't like, hey, come enjoy. The cruises don't do it for me because I do get motion sickness on that. But that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, those are the cool things that the Savannah Bananas are doing that are getting people to fall in love with them constantly. And now they're all going on cruises with these guys. Imagine if the Royals did that. That's like, go cruise with the Royals this offseason.
You want to know what your worst nightmare is? Go to Netflix and watch the documentary called The Poop Cruise.
My sister told me I need to watch that.
I need to watch
yeah,
that.
I'm out on that, though. Yeah.
No, you'll watch it and be
Yeah.
like, this is right here why we are never doing that.
Yeah. I think it pretty much sums itself up in that one. And then the whole
Everything
COVID thing where
rises.
everybody got stuck with COVID and everybody's out in boats for months.
Man.
I
Like,
am the
screw
captain
that.
now.
Yeah, right. Or then you had that Italian ship captain who didn't go down with the ship or what. Like, what a mess cruising has been. But anyway, but you should do that. The Chiefs should do that. The Royals should do that. Charge an arm and a leg. People will go and cruise with the team. Now,
go.
you'd have to send your good people along with you. You couldn't send the 53rd man on the roster like that. Doris Fountain, that doesn't count of cruising with the Chiefs or something of that level. You have to send the Mahomeses and the Kelseys of the world.
Is James Kilgore going to practice?
And that's right. Yeah,
Dan
Dan Kilgore. Yeah. Mac, what's your brioche of the weekend?
Well, before I get to mine, I just was thinking All-American Rejects are kind of doing what the Savannah Bananas have done. Like we talk about Savannah Bananas, like not being too big for your britches, have fun, know what you are. The All-American Rejects are like, you know what? We're just going to go to these garage shows. We're going to go to bowling alleys. We're not going to deal with $250 tickets that we could do all this, but we're just going to be cool, play music, and entertain because that's what it's about. Love that.
Where are they going to make more money ultimately? Probably doing it the way they're doing it right now.
Probably, yeah. And long term, more people are going to know about them. But this 8-year-old Savannah Bananas game is like, whoa, All-American Rejects. That was really fun. Independence Day. I watched it.
There you go.
Based on Missouri Independence. Yeah.
There we go. It was really fun. It was a great movie. Loved it.
Kind of holds up, right? They cause a virus to break down the shield.
For sure. Yeah.
It's just such a smooth ride.
Is that about the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought the CGI was solid or whatever. What was it, 97 or whatever it was? I thought, held up. It was good. Good acting. I think you mentioned it off the air. Goldblum, best character.
Oh, best character of the
I
whole
didn't
movie.
think Will Smith was bad like you thought he was bad.
Did not promise you fireworks.
I'm just not a fan of his anymore. After the whole slapping incident, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You didn't see his new song?
Oh, he does have a new. Oh, yeah. We'll have to bop that tomorrow.
Just let it go, buddy.
But it was good. It was good. I don't think I liked it as much as you or maybe some others liked it, but it was really good.
Goldblum's dad's awesome.
Oh, fantastic.
The speech from
speech.
Oh, the speech, yeah.
Teared
The
up for
speech is
sure.
awesome.
Oh yeah, that got me going. Goosebumps. That was great.
When he blew up the asteroid and Liv Tyler lived happily ever after.
He hadn't seen that.
Oh.
I was like, get ready to cry.
Okay, yeah. And I don't want to miss a thing.
I really liked the guy who was like a drunk who got attacked by aliens. I thought that was a great story.
It's Dennis Quaid. Or
Dusty
Randy
every
Quaid.
Tuesday.
Yeah, hello, boys. I'm back.
I just got beat up by an alien.
Everyone's like, okay.
Russell Edgerton, sir, I once was abducted by aliens. I'd love to meet him again. Literally, his character was true the whole time. Like, has there ever been a character that's been the same person in life? Cousin Eddie, Independence Day, Caddyshack 2. It's the same person in real life that he is. They're like, you're a really good actor, huh?
He's like, wait, what?
Videos for the weekend for you?
I'm giving it to South Dakota, actually.
Look at you.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota, man. If you got an opportunity, you're looking for a quick weekend getaway, you just get away for a couple of days, go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I had a blast there. Beautiful town, good food.
Temperature
cool
was?
downtown, in the 70s, low 80s, no humidity.
Yeah.
That was the big thing, no humidity. I don't know what the wintertime is going to be like up there, but it's like 5 hours. If you're looking for a quick road trip, quick weekend getaway, give yourself the opportunity. Don't go, South Dakota. No, go check it out, man. Go
And you
check
went
it out.
kidless, right?
Yes, yeah. There was a car accident and all kinds of good stuff.
The kids got a car accident?
Oh, my daughter drove into a curb, blew her tire, $400 to repair the tire.
Good thing she's got a job.
That's the thing. She can't have her car back till she pays us back the money.
That's life.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the show.
Everybody's like, that's a great learning experience.
Back, go do something nice. Give her some money for a new tire. I kid. Go do something nice for somebody, though. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year, their summer in general. Stay kind, stay safe, stay groovy. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew. Big announcement from 10 to 2.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty
What the hell's wrong with your station?
on Ken